What is going on, everybody? Welcome to this video. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on how I edit my sports hype videos. So whether it's football, baseball, golf, tennis, soccer, whatever it is, whatever sport, this is how I edit it from start to finish. So basically, starting off, the first thing I do is I want to make sure my project is saved to my hard drive. So I go ahead and I create a folder, and my title, my footage, whatever it is, if it's women's basketball, men's basketball, I just title that. Once all that's done, I head over to Premiere and I start setting up like my workspace to pretty much like my liking, what I need, what I don't need, because some of these tabs are kind of like irrelevant. You don't even really use some of them. Like this tab right here, I don't really use this, so I go ahead and delete that. Some people may use it, but you know, I don't, so I just go ahead and take it off. And once that's done, I come over to Premiere and I just start importing all of my footage. Really, once I do that, I go to YouTube and I get my song and I start importing all of my sound effects, pretty much everything that I'm gonna be needing for this project. So right here, what you see me doing is just going through the sound effects, playing around. I got a bunch of them. Anything like cinematic, that's a sound effect, pretty much works. So like risers, whoosh effects, bells. I think I even like put a stopwatch, just a ticker symbol in here, and that's pretty much just to kind of like give the video like a feel, kind of like fill in more of the atmosphere in the background, just to kind of give it like a sound. Because like it's the difference when you make the video without sound effects versus with sound effects. It just like adds more dimensions to it. So next thing I do is I go ahead and I create two different sequences. The first sequence is going to be what I call like a scratch track. You don't have to do this, but I do this just to kind of like separate my main sequence, which I'm gonna like be editing on and like put the final edits on, sound effects and everything. I separate that, so I make a scratch track just to kind of like go through my footage and pick out the best clips that I like. Hopefully while you were like shooting the video or whatever, whoever shot the video, they were able to make the players like feel comfortable, feel hype, you know, get in the moment and kind of just vibe out. If they were able to do that, then that just makes this part 10 times easier for you, because all you're going to do is just go through the footage, look for the best moments, look for like clean movements, something that you can maybe like transition into, something like this right here. Like I started from the ground up, you know, I'm just going through looking to see, and then I think I eventually just go with like one of these like push-in shots. That's just like a good movement that's easy to transition to another clip. And so when you're going through the clips, you know, try to use different angles, try to be dimensional with it, multi-dimensional with it. Don't just use like straight push-ins. Get some overhead shots, get like some low angle shots, you know, get some b-roll shots in there as well. You know, sometimes when you don't have all of those shots, you just have the straight on shots of them just yelling at the camera. It gets kind of boring after a while. You know, people want to see something else. So once I got my timeline loaded with all of the clips, I head over to this secret AI software sauce that I've been using, that I found one time when I was editing my first hype video. Vocalremover.org. It's an AI. It's free. You could literally upload your MP3 files, WAV files, whatever, and it'll like separate the music from the vocals for you, like, and then you can download them separately, you can download them together, whatever. And that's just to kind of like have more range with the track. So like maybe you only want to use a certain part of the song, or maybe you want to fade the volume of the vocals down, but you don't want to exactly adjust the music as well, because sometimes when you normally have a regular MP3, you don't normally have access to the vocals and the music. You just have the music itself. Like when you start to add in your sound effects, maybe you want to add in a crowd cheering or something like that. You could fade down the volume of the music of the vocals and still have the music playing in the background, and you know, have the audience cheering in the background or whatever it is you're trying to do. You know, I only just want the part where the chorus part, that's all I want. I don't really care about the verse. Just paint the town red, really. That's all I really want to hear. Okay, so once I got the song sounding how I want it to sound, as you can see, I got it chopped up a little bit, and that's pretty much where it's like the cursing at, and I just took that out, just put some of the song where it's like she's like saying like an ad lib or something, and just putting it in that spot. That's one way to block out curse words. So now what I'm doing is just pretty much just going to my scratch track that I made earlier, where it shows all of my footage that I picked out. So every clip from every player, if it's a group shot, if it's, you know, a close up, or even if it's like a B-roll shot of like a ball or somebody's hands, it's on this scratch track. So basically, pretty much what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go through my scratch track, find the best clips, and then I'm gonna start building together my sequence or my main edit or my main project or whatever you want to call it. You just start piecing it together. Honestly, there's no right or wrong way to do it. What I found works best is, like, usually if it's like a slow song and it kind of starts off slow and it builds up, I kind of just show B-roll of like different stuff. Maybe it's like the hands or the shoes, or maybe it's like a ball, somebody hitting the ball. I kind of just like edit to the flow of the music. It kind of just sells the video a little bit more and makes it better when you edit to the beat. When it's off beat, it's kind of just like, it just don't feel right. Something is a little off. Once you pretty much start going through and getting all of the players' footage, depending on how you want this video to go, depending on what the client wants, what the team wants, whatever they want. In this particular video here, they wanted actual game footage. You know, I've seen some hype videos that don't include game footage, where it just features the players on the court or wherever the field, and they're kind of just, you know, either running plays and showing off at the camera or whatever. But this one, they wanted game footage. So, you know, you just kind of do the same thing. Go through, find the best game footage, what looks interesting the most to you, and just kind of build it into your sequence. Make it make sense to you and what you want and whatever the client wants, is what I would really say to that. It's mostly what I do with sports videos. There's a lot of speed ramping. So when you're filming, try to film in like 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second if possible, because that's just gonna kind of like help you better with like speed ramping. If you're speed ramping at like 24 frames per second and you're trying to like go from fast to slow or slow to fast, it's not really gonna look right. So once you got all your game footage and stuff in place, and all of your footage is in place in general, and you got it to the way that you like it, then you can go ahead and start adding in your sound effects. For example, the live game footage, we want to keep that because, you know, they got chants in it, they got the crowd, they got the real audience. You want to bring the feel to it, to the video, so that's gonna help sell it. So put some live audience game footage in there from the clip. In this particular video, you want the spikes, you want the high fives, you want the cheering, you want everything you can get. Throw that in there, add those sound effects, and that's gonna sell it. I'm gonna go ahead and play through it, you know, just to show you what I got. This is what I really do, just to kind of make sure all the sound effects line up. And I added some effects in here. If you want to know how to do some of these effects, you know, just comment down below or just shoot me a DM, email, whatever, and I'll make a tutorial on how to do some of these effects. But for the most part, it's just speed ramps, slow motions, and just quick little flashes, honestly. And the sound effects, like I said, they help sell it 10 times better. Slow motions and flashes, nothing really too crazy. Like I said, if you shoot everything the way you're supposed to, as far as like camera movements, it makes it easier to kind of like sell the effects when you're in the editing process. But yeah, man, that's how I did this video. That's how I edited it. It's pretty simple, just speed ramps and transitions. If you want to know how to do some of these, just let me know. Shoot me a DM, email, or comment below, and I will eventually make a tutorial on how to do it. But let me know what you guys think about the video. I have more tutorials coming out soon, so just stay tuned. Peace.